Hello everybody, welcome back here with Muse Paint Bar to teach you how to create a very simple haunted house painting. So if you're into the spooky season, this tutorial is for you. I'm going to go over my materials very quickly and then we'll go ahead and get started. So today I am working on an 8x10 canvas panel. Of course you can work on any canvas size that you wish. And I have my paint over here to my left. Today I'm working with these colors. I have black, white, green, yellow, blue, and my fluorescent violet, or a nice kind of purpley pinkish color. I have some mixing plates to make sure that my main palette stays nice and fresh when I mix up my colors over here. I have some paper towels with a water vessel, and I have my brushes. Today I am working with 3 different brushes. I have my big brush, I have my medium brush, and I have my small brush. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So first thing we're gonna do is paint in our background. We're gonna figure out where our moon is going to be first by taking our small brush in some blue paint, and we're gonna draw a circle. I would say if you're working on this canvas size, about the size of like an orange. Now, once I have my moon drawn out, I'm going to fill in the entire background outside of that with my blue paint. Once we have the blue in our background, we are going to be adding some other fun colors. So I'm going to be mixing up a lime green and a purple to be throwing in my sky. I'm going to be using my medium brush. For my lime green, I'm going to be grabbing a scoop of white, a scoop of yellow, and a small touch of green. I'm going to mix those up. You want something really, really limey, like when you look at it, your eyes pucker. That's how sour this green really is. So we have this green. Now I'm going to be throwing a couple of loops around my moon. Just using the tip edge of my brush, getting some rounded lines in here. Now I'm going to make my purple. So I'm going to get a clean brush. I'm going to grab a very small touch of white, big scoop of fluorescent violet, and a small touch of blue. I'm going to be doing the same thing. Just going to be throwing some loops of this color in throughout my background. Next, I'm going to be taking my small brush with some straight fluorescent violet. I'm going to be adding some smaller lines in my background. And then we're going to be mixing up a minty green color using a scoop of white and a scoop of green. Now the green that I'm using is called phthalo green, which helps give it that minty color when you mix it with white. But if yours is more of a grassy green, maybe add a little bit of blue to your green to make it more of a minty shade. And just like that fluorescent violet, we're going to add a couple of thin lines of this color into our background. It's a super playful background. You can feel free to add more colors, less colors, completely different colors. It's really up to you. And I like that. I think it looks nice. Next, we're going to be adding some texture to our moon. So I'm going to grab my medium brush, make sure it's nice and clean, and I'm going to fill my moon in with some white paint. While the white paint is still wet, we're going to grab a little bit of blue onto our brush, and we're just going to be stippling it, or kind of just like tapping onto the moon to create this texture. So I'm filling in the moon first with white, and then while it's still wet, I'm going to grab a small touch of blue on my brush, and I'm just going to tap. I think I'm going to tap here on this edge, and then slowly it's going to blend with the white paint and start to disappear. And now we got some fun moon texture. Next, we're going to be painting the ground into the bottom of our canvas. I'm going to grab my medium brush in black paint, and I'm going to give myself a couple of inches over here on the left side, start there, and then I'm going to go up into a hill that's going to peak more towards the right side of the canvas. And I'm going to fill in the ground with the black paint. All right, looking good. Next, we are going to be drawing out our haunted house. So we're going to think of these as simple shapes. So the first shape we're going to be drawing is a nice big square. This is going to be the base for our house. It's going to stop just shy of the bottom of our moon, and you want it to sit right on the top of this hill. So I have a square for the base of my house. There we go. Then I'm going to be drawing another smaller square stacked on top, kind of like a birthday cake. And one more smaller square on top of that. We have a 3-tier cake right here. Now on the top tier, we're going to be putting a triangle. I'm going to make the lines of the triangle a little bit longer than the square. And there we go. We got ourselves the top of our roof. Next, on the second tier, we're going to be drawing a line through the middle of our square. And we're going to have the lines extend past the lines of the square. Then from there, we're going to connect the dots here on this edge to make these 2 roof slopes. And we're going to do the same thing down here to the first tier. Once you draw in your house, you can go ahead and fill it all in with black paint. And there we go, we have a haunted house, or at least the base for the haunted house. Next, with the black paint, we're going to be making the gravestones that are on the hill next to the house. So these gravestones are just going to be like little rainbow shapes. And if you want, you can make some of these gravestones have little intricate designs. They could have pedestals. They could have a little cross on top. Once you finish your gravestones, we are going to let our painting dry before we add anything else on top. We don't want to add white paint on top of this wet black paint, or else we get some grays. So give yourself about 10 to 15 minutes and then we'll come back together. All right, once our painting is dry, we're going to go ahead and get started with the windows that are in our haunted house. So I'm just going to be using some white paint with my small brush. I'm going to start with the door. So the door, I'm going to be drawing a rainbow shape in the bottom middle of my house. And draw a straight line along the bottom edge. I'm going to go ahead and fill that in. Now for the windows. I have a circular window that is right above my front door. And 2 really tall rainbow-shaped windows on either side of the front door. Now, on the second tier, I have 3 windows that are the same height. They're going to be little rectangles. And the last window at the top tier is a smaller circle. While we let our windows dry for a touch, we're going to go ahead and work on the little ghosty that is over here on the left. So with your small brush, all you have to do is press really, really hard at the top of your ghost. And when you get to the bottom of your ghost, you let up on the pressure of your brush and you flick at the end. like you're drawing a little comma. Now to add little facial features to your ghost, for the eyes, I'm simply just going to take the back end of my brush or the handle, dip it in the black paint, and then poke once and twice for the eyes, and then once down below for the mouth. My ghost is really surprised. I think it's even scarier than I am. Now we're going to be getting to all the little lines in the windows and the door. So with your small brush in black paint, we're going to be drawing a line straight down the center of our door, and then 2 little dots for the handles. For the circle window, I'm going to draw a smaller circle on the inside, right in the middle. And then I'm going to be drawing lines that are going to be like sun rays beaming out from that center circle. On these really long windows, I'm going to draw a line right down the center. And then I'm going to draw 3 lines across. And I'm going to do the same thing for these smaller rectangle windows. 1 line down the middle, 3 lines across. For the small circle at the top, I'm just going to put a dot in the middle. And like the circle window down below, I'm going to be drawing some lines that kind of beam out from that center like a sun. Now that was the last and final step to our painting. Of course, before you clean up, make sure you sign your name. Of course, you want to show off your painting and take ownership of it. A lot of people use a small brush in the bottom right-hand corner, but of course you can sign wherever you wish. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. We would love to see how your paintings turned out. You can feel free to post them on social media, and don't forget to tag us at Muse Paint Bar so we can check it out. Thanks again for tuning in. Feel free to check the rest of our channel out. If you enjoyed this tutorial, make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next time.